Ivory Coast's former president, Laurent Gbagbo, has returned home after nearly a decade overseas, during which he was cleared of crimes against humanity. Hundreds of cheering supporters greeted Gbagbo at Abidjan airport. Earlier, police fired tear gas to disperse crowds who had gathered on the main road nearby. Gbagbo's refusal to step down after losing an election in 2010 sparked a brief civil war in which 3,000 people died. His backers say that his return will help reconciliation efforts in Ivory Coast. It's not clear if a 20-year jail term imposed upon him whilst he was in exile was convicted of looting funds from a regional bank will be enforced. Well, for a little bit more on the return of Laurent Gbagbo, we're now joined via Zoom by Izak Khomo, who's an Africa analyst and producer on Channel Africa. Thank you so much indeed. Always good to talk to you. How significant is this return of Laurent Gbagbo to his home country?
Well, it's very significant. It's basically significant to his party, the FPI, I think, because his party is totally divided. And I think he's the only figure who can actually unite the party and also the opposition. And basically that would restart the political process, because basically the political process has been faltered, and the incumbent has relied more on force and the state machinery. But I think right now, politics will return to Ivory Coast, and that's a good sign.
All right, we'll talk a little bit more about his next steps, but I'm just wondering, the heavy police presence today, was that a sign of perhaps a nervous tension by government?
Oh yes, it is a nervous tension by government. The government is very worried because basically Gbagbo is very popular. And another thing is this, that they're trying to keep the crowds down. They did not allow many people to get to the airport. And I think that's an indication, not only indication of of nervousness, but again, it's a warning. You know, it's a warning that if you try anything, we've got the big hammer or the big stick is in our hands. And that's the thing. And it should be remembered that Gbagbo, he has got a 20-year prison sentence imposed on him in absentia. And I think that's also a warning to Gbagbo, saying that the state is still in power, and he should actually watch out.
So what might be the biggest fear the state has in terms of someone of the ilk of Laurent Gbagbo coming back inside the country?
Well, you see, Ivory Coast is divided, and it's divided, it was divided on North and South, it was divided on religious grounds, but of late, the place basically, the Ivorians have become united because the people who were with Ouattara, quite a number of them have been sidelined. So his coming, basically, it will be a rallying point for the opposition. And not only for the opposition, for uniting the country, uniting the people of the North and the South. Now, that is a big thing. That's a very, very significant thing. But again, we've got to see how things turn out, because Ouattara, I think, is on his third term, but who knows what may happen.
So what might be happening over the next couple of days? He's going home and he'll be received by his hometown. What are the next steps do you think will likely play out?
Okay, you see, Laurent Gbagbo basically is a political animal. And he being a political animal or being a real politician, his interest will be with his party. His party is fragmented. And I think in the coming days, as today, that his first port of call was his party headquarters. And in the coming days, after seeing his people, you actually get back to work to try to get all people together, try to unite the Ivorians. And most is going to try to get people who are in exile. There are quite a number of Ivorians who are his supporters, his former ministers. Some of them are right here in South Africa and in Ghana and in France. they're going to get together. And I think the first thing that is going to do is to go and organize a party summit to get the people from the north, to get the people from the south, to get the people inside and outside. And from there, have a unified leader. I don't know if he's going to take over the leadership of the party. Right now, it's not important, but the most important thing is to unify the country under one person, but that is still got to be seen.
All right, so we're talking about the leadership, but one does get a sense that in many ways, the politics of Côte d'Ivoire is very much also about the stature of the leader and the person of the leader. As you've rightly pointed out, in his absentia, the party split and became a fragment of itself.
Well, you see, some African politicians or politics is due to personality. But right now, there's a very big change in African politics. I mean, politics for the first time has come to actually occupy the center stage of politics within the African countries. So the politics of personalities are really things of the past. And with Ivory Coast, a place like Ivory Coast, you find that the youth is highly politicized. And that's the new drive within Africa. The youth is becoming highly politicized, and they don't really follow the personality. They really follow the politics that is there. The politics of Ivory Coast at the ground level is highly anti-French. And Ouattara has been seen, and he is, in fact, a French ally. He's been put in power by the French. And that in itself we've got to wait and see what rhetoric is going to come out from Gbagbo's mouth and also from his party. But whatever has got to come out has got to resonate with the feelings of the people, of the youths on the ground.
When we started this conversation, you said that in part the government was, I suppose, subtly reminding him that you have these charges, we're still in charge. But at the same time, I guess the government also has to be cautious to try and not to enforce this 20-year sentence, because it could create all sorts of problems for them as well.
Oh yes, that's. I think Ouattara has been warned about that. The French have warned him about that. He should try to actually reconcile. But I mean to say that if he pushes it to come and take Gbagbo and lock him up, I mean to say that will actually blow up the country. But that will blow up the country if the opposition is actually united. But Ouattara's party, basically his party, it has lost its popularity. The people who supported him have long left. Henry Konan, for the first one, he was a former politician, but he was in cahoots with Ouattara. In the 2010 elections, they had an agreement in the second round whereby in the coming elections of 2015, Henry Konan Didier was supposed to be the contender, presidential contender. Ouattara never kept that promise. He just pushed Henry Konan out. And then his biggest supporter, a person who became the Speaker of the House, that is Ugom Soro. Well, he's in exile right now. He's got a 20-year sentence around his neck. So you find that basically Gbagbo has actually got rid of all people who could actually challenge him within his own party and within his allies. So the issue of actually coming to jail Gbagbo will be the last straw. That will actually unite the opposition. But the thing is this, that the Ivorians, they lack a situation whereby leadership of the masses could be actually given to another person. That is what the sort is lacking. And I think Gbagbo is going to actually fix that first. At least he's supposed to fix that first, so that in case he's removed from the political scene, there is a leader will be there to take over the struggle from where he left off.
Talking about allies, where's Charles Blair Goudet?
Well, Blair Goudet is there, but I mean to say that the youth leader is there. He has also been acquitted. But now he also has got to come and see whether he can actually organize the youth league. He was the youth leader of Gbagbo's party. So we have still got to see how the two of them are going to act and whether Blair Goudet will be able to come back and take his position to organize the youth. Because basically Ivory Coast is a youthful country, it's a youthful nation, and the youth matter most. But I think coming back from where he was at the ICC, it has actually improved his structure. And I think he may be a leader in the making, but I don't see him becoming a leader of Ivorian politics in the near future. But definitely he's a leader in the making.
So I suppose the next few days will be interesting and perhaps some might say key in terms of the first message that former President Gbagbo shares with the public, that it might give us a signal of what happens in the next chapter of this political story.
Definitely. The next few days, in fact, I would say that the next 2 months, the next few days will actually tell us on where the opposition is going, but in the next few months will tell us on the reaction of the government. The state, they've shown that they are prepared to use the tools, the forces of state to come and control anything or to suppress whatever that comes out. But I think in the next few days or few months, things may even get worse.